Morning everybody, and once again welcome back to the video. In this video I'll be sharing my journey, how I essentially became good at transactional data lake using Apache Hudi. So I'm gonna be sharing some tips, tricks, and my path that I took essentially. And again, this can help you as well if you are a beginner and if you are trying to learn something. So I'm going to be sharing again my journey and my path, how I started learning about Hudi and where did I start, right? Because one of the most important question anybody or the beginners has, okay, well, this is great, but okay, where do I start? Is there a path? And this video I will talk about what I did and what worked for me. So first of all, what I did is, I was working with, in a lot of big data, and then we were like, oh, we had all this data on S3, and soon we started seeing challenges. For example, before I knew about Hudi, I was like, okay, how am I gonna update a data, right? If I have a lot of partitions. Inside each partitions I have all these files. I want to update a record. What if I want to delete a record? What about the metadata, right? These were all some of the challenges that we had. And again, another things were like, okay, how can I run incremental queries, right? So we started to do some brainstorming session, how we want to do it, right? For example, for duplication, so we said, you know what, we're going to maintain a lookup table. But again, things started becoming more and more complicated. So then we were like, okay, let's research or let's see what are the available frameworks in the industry. So that's when I came to know about Delta Lakes. That's when I came to know about Apache Hudi. That's when I came to know about Iceberg. So now I was like, okay, there are these three frameworks. Well, okay, which one is the best, right? That's the main question that you'll be asking, right? So that's when I started, exploring. That's when I started just reading about all these frameworks. Okay, what does Hudi offers? What are the advantages, disadvantages, etc., etc. So I started to do that. Soon after I did that, again, I started realizing quickly, man, Hudi is the future, man. Like the features and the amount of fine-grained control that it offers to data engineer, it's simply amazing. So I was like, okay, now I was locked into one. I was like, okay, now I have to learn Hudi, and I don't want to, learn this and this and this and then end up doing nothing, right? So just like, how I started Python or Elasticsearch, right? I took a topic and I went deep inside that, right? I started doing every single thing. So for example, again, I took transactional data lake, then I went into Hudi, and then I'm like, okay, now let me explore all these stuff. So the first thing that you want to do, again, now you know what you want to do, right? Now, what I essentially did is basically I started doing a very simple hello world. So first I started reading about it. I started reading about articles about, what Hudi is, what does it offer, etc., etc. Now that I have a little bit knowledge on the theory part, now start doing certain hands-on lab, right? Maybe a hello world, right? Try to write a sample data set into a Hudi table. Try to read a sample data set from a Hudi table, right? Try to do a simple query. Try to do a snapshot query. Try to do an incremental query, right? Okay, now you know all these stuff. Now you are good with the basic part. Okay, now basically start start doing the same exercises on the cloud, right? Because when you do things locally versus when you do it on the cloud, there is a difference, right? So maybe try doing it using Glue, try doing it using EMR, right? Now that you have all of these stuff, okay, now start looking for optimization. Start learning about it. Okay, what if I have all these data? How am I going to optimize? What index option should I use, right? Start basically thinking about these questions, and then these questions will lead to you searching for answers, right? So for example, okay, I have a very high velocity data stream coming in. How would I essentially make sure that my writes are pretty efficient? Maybe I want to disable compaction. Maybe I want to disable clustering, right? Maybe I want to basically do indexing offline, right? So that's when you start now growing into the field, right? Now you're like, okay, well, this, So then again, start from the basic. If you are a beginner, that's what I again did, right? If you're a beginner, start from basic. Again, I also started Hudi. I did not know anything about Hudi, right? I started learning, and today I have about 80 videos, right? And I learned, right? What I'm saying is, again, start basic, start hello world, and again, you don't have to do everything in a single day. That will essentially lead to burnout. Don't do that. Instead, basically try out a study plan, right? For example, what usually has worked for me over the years is basically every Saturday, again, everybody knows, from morning 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, Saturday is my learning time. Nobody can call me. That's when I essentially am learning something new, right? So over the years, that learning has compounded, right? For example, 1 to the power 365 is 1. 1.01 to the power 365 is, I guess, 37. So that 0.1 that you do consistently will add up, right? That's basically what I want to say. So again, for beginners, if you're watching, okay, start your Hello World projects and then start joining communities, right? Join the Slack channel. If you don't understand something, ask your question to the community. Don't be like, hey, I have this error, and post this massive error. No, that's not the way you want to do. Write the subject, then write, hey, I was wondering, if you guys could help me. I'm a new person. I'm a beginner in this field, and I would appreciate some guidance. Just don't post your massive error logs, man. People are just gonna ignore your messages, right? So start joining community sync ups, start asking questions, and that's where your learning process begins. That's the journey of learning, right? Once you're done with that, then start learning about, okay, you're done with the Hello World lab. Now learn about clustering. What is clustering? What is compaction? What is indexing in Apache Hudi? Try these small mini labs out. Then essentially move to clouds. Try out Glue. Try out EMR, and then try out async stuff. For example, async clustering, async indexing, compaction async, right? So try these out, read articles, read as much as you can, grab knowledge as much as you can. You gotta be like a sponge, right? When a sponge is placed on the water, it absorbs the water. You gotta absorb the knowledge, right? Knowledge is all there. Everything is available on the internet these days for free. You don't have to pay a dime to anybody, to anyone, right? All you need is a study plan, and you just have to go down the path deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And trust me, sorry about that. And trust me, I'm saying, right, you will really learn. Along the way, what also has worked for me, by asking all these questions, I also made a lot of friends. For example, I know Hans from a Slack channel. He's a great guy. He helped me a lot with EMR, right? I met Daniel also on Slack. So I made a lot of amazing friends on Slack as well. It's more like a community. It's more like a team. It's more like a family now, right? You talk to each other. You ask for mentorship. You say, hey, what should I learn next, right? That's how you start now growing in your career, right? And ask for mentorship, ask for help. I still get emails, or I still get messages on LinkedIn from people, and I do help them out. I'm like, okay, maybe you want to do this, maybe you want to do that, right? Stay in contact with them, send email to people, ask them questions. That's how you're gonna learn and grow. But now, at the end, if I had to summarize things for how you want to be good at transactional lakes, understand the basics. Understanding basics is very important. Have a good hands-on experience, meaning you have tried things out. For example, if you're a beginner, first read about Hudi, right? Once you're done reading, try the basic Hello World lab. Once you're done with the Hello World lab, then basically try out compaction, try out clustering, try out indexing in Hudi, then start reading articles about optimization, data skipping, etc. So start reading about those items now. And get involved with the community, and essentially learn and grow. That's basically what I want to say. Again, I did not learn Hudi in one day, right? It took me several months or years to get to this point. Again, to this point, I'm not an expert. I never call myself an expert. I am a student. I'll always be a student. I'm always going to be learning. I don't know everything. So basically, even if in my videos you must have watched, like I talk to people and say, hey, you know what? If I don't know something, ask me a question. If I don't know, I'll probably ask or learn myself and get back to you, because nobody knows everything, right? So learning is important. That attitude is important, right? Is what I wanted to say. With that being said, if you have any questions, if you need any other suggestions or anything, please put down your questions in the chat box or the comment box. As and when I get time, I will try my best to get back to you. But be curious, ask questions. It's okay to be annoying. Ask questions, because that's how you're gonna grow. Why this? Why that? How does this work? How does that work? What if I do this, right? These are the stuff that are gonna help you to grow in your career. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section. Until then, keep smiling, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.